What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts Solo 1 on our 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe. So this is going to be great to get one bike to or from the trails. It's going to be great for your carbon fiber bikes as we don't have any frame contact. And also, if you are having a growing family or a growing hobby and you want to get two bikes to and fro, we have an addition that we can add on to this to make it into a 2-bike rack, or you can just buy the 2-bike rack as it is. They're all going to have the same exact specs, but some are just going to sit a little bit farther out from the hitch. So 60 pounds per bike is great for your heavier bikes, and we are going to have a wheel cradle that's going to accept tire widths up to 5 inches. So for your fat tire bikes and your e-bikes, this is going to be a good one to go with. Let's go ahead and take a look at how it interacts with our bike. We have a little tie here, and this is going to be great for just keeping all that vertical movement, so it's going to be nice and steady on our rack. But the nice thing about this is we can tilt it with the bike installed, excuse me. So we have a little lever here. I'm going to pull that, and it'll tilt away. So then we can go ahead and access the back of our hatch on our Tahoe. It all just depends on what kind of bike that you have, if it's actually going to clear the handlebars. With ours, it's just a standard road bike, and we don't have any issues with that. This is going to be great just for whenever you're traveling and you just don't really have a whole lot of time, or you really just don't want to take your bikes off in a random state at a random gas station just to access the back. So with that, you don't have to, which is nice. You just push it back up into place, and this little lever here should just pop back into place just like that. Sometimes it gets a little stuck. So let's go ahead and take the bike off the rack. I always start with the cradle down here. Press in this tab, go up and over. And then you want to put a hand on your bike whenever we take this hook off, because it does hold the bike upright. Push this knob, fold it out, and just go ahead and grab your bike. You really get really close to the bike, which is nice for those heavier ones that you may be putting on there. And that's always a plus. So put that back, and we do have some tilt with our cradle, and that's going to be great just for fitting the exact amount of fitment for your bike. That is always a plus just for whatever bikes you plan on throwing at it. It's going to be good for your normal bikes, but also the Kiddos bikes too. We are going to accept wheel diameters up to 29 inches and all the way down to 20 inches. So that's always a plus. So let's go ahead and take some measurements. With any hitch mounted accessory, we are going to add to the back of our vehicle. So we're only going to be adding about 21 inches from the bumper to the farthest most point. And just to show you how much rise we have in our shank, it's actually extremely aggressive. So if you do plan on taking this off-road, we're not going to have any issues bottoming out. It's about 30 inches from the ground to the bottom here, which is plenty. So you don't really have to worry about that. But we can go ahead and pull the same exact lever that we use for our tilting feature, put it up, and it will snap into place. And now it's only going to add about 15 inches from the bumper to the farthest most point on our bike rack. We're not going to have any issues with it hitting our back hatch, and we are going to get some visibility out of the rear view camera. So as you can see here, it is perfectly aligned in the center. So for some of those longer bike racks, for the 2-bike version, we'll probably not be able to see as much as the 1-bike version, but just know that we are still going to be able to use that backup camera as we did before, just a little bit more stuff in front of it. If you do put it in reverse, we are going to get some beeps just because our sensors down here are going to be right behind our bike rack, so just be mindful of that. When it comes to the shank, we can put it in 2 different sizes. So we have the sleeve on there, which makes it compatible with the 2-inch hitch receiver, but you can take that off and it will be compatible with an 1 1/4 as well. So you can put it on multiple different cars if you have 2 different size hitches, which is always a plus. It does come with an anti-rattle bolt, which is great for taking all of that shake and play out of the rack, so your bikes aren't going to feel it and neither is your rack, and it's going to last a little bit longer that way too. all in all, the RockyMounts MonoRail is going to be a great bike rack, especially if you just want one or possibly two, but it's going to be great for those heavier bikes as well. Again, this was the RockyMounts MonoRail on our 2021 Chevrolet Tahoe.